What's the focus? You started as crypto. Why keep the crypto bit at all if it's that erratic? Why not focus on what seems to be quite a big demand area, which is energy and technology around energy supply? Where do you hope to sit in all of this? I mean, how do you compete with those second, third tier companies? So how does a small company like you hope to survive? Are you still going to be around in 5 years' time? And what are you doing to ensure that you are? We've got an interesting one for you today, guys. We spoke earlier today to Link Global Technologies. They're a low-cost energy supplier to the data mining and data hosting space. These are the types of services that Google, Facebook, and Amazon are looking for to deliver products on time in a greener and more efficient way. So listen to the story. Let us know what you think. Click the button in the corner of the screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, click the notification bell. So in the meantime, let's see what their CEO, Stephen Jenkins, had to say. Hey, Stephen, how are you?
Great, Matthew. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Now, we caught up last week. I kind of got a little bit of insight into your company. I was quite interested in your strategy and how you kind of move forward. I'd love you to kind of tell our folks, our followers, subscribers a little bit about what you're planning to do.
Sure. So Link Global Technology started primarily as a crypto mining company, got in on the craze, located some machines down in low-cost power, Oregon, and has been building a business based on right now on crypto mining. But we quickly recognize the opportunities, I think, in a much bigger play. So that is providing infrastructure for not just crypto mining, but also data centers in general. So we've really launched what we think are three pretty exciting branches to our business. Those being, one, the underlying revenue from crypto mining. Number two is providing mobile data center solutions for all types of data centers. And number three is developing some IP around energy efficiency.
Kind of interesting. I mean, you're relatively small company. You know, the IPO, you're going to raise some money on that. I think you're issuing like 5 million shares. At what sort of price you thinking?
Correct. 5 million shares at 30 cents.
30 cents. With this IPO, you're raising some money. What are you going to do with it?
So what we're doing with it is we're building more, we're basically building out more places to put in machines, but also really to build some more of the mobile units. And eventually we'll use that. We're partnering with a few people. We already have a partnership in Canada right now with Astra, they call it, and we're co-locating with them. We'll build out that data center for them. So we've got things, I think, in the works. Obviously, we've been in the IPO process for a long time. After the IPO happens, we can, really get busy with our business. Put it that way.
Get back focused on the business of doing business. Yeah.
It's been a long process.
It really is. It really is.
And goes to show you the maturity of the crypto or immaturity of the crypto market. Right? Is that anything would happen in the crypto market? We had exchanges fall apart. We had a bunch of other things happen, and so the commission came to us and said, "Well, how are you going to deal with it?" Quite rightfully so, But what that did is it dragged on an IPO process that for much longer than we were hoping. But at the same time, it made us look at our own business to see is this where we really want to be? And I still think we have a good underlying opportunity in that crypto space with all these other verticals available.
Yeah. So you've got a busy few days in front of you. You're going public 14th, 15th?
Yeah, November 15th, or we should be trading the 14th or the 15th. So
right.
Yeah, it's been a fairly busy time.
Exciting times. Is this your first public company?
Yeah, so I've always been focused on private companies, and this is my first foray into the public side. It's it's definitely respecting that there's the market side, but respecting that everybody that buys into this company buys into any company, whether it's private or public. We have to be able to show people that we're working for them.
For sure. Okay. Well, you mentioned Lead Gable in there, well known. Who else? Who are the other names involved in supporting this IPO?
So really, they're the main body underwriting this, and we've really stuck with them, and we haven't had to go out to find. We've had a lot of interest, and much credit to them as well for raising awareness about what we're doing. And really right now we're staying very tight. We like it that it's tight. We don't think we need to, we could have raised more money, but we want to stay focused.
Yeah, okay. Well, I agree with you. I think that's smart and unusual for the Canadian market. So you're not raising a whole stack of money. But you've got already 3 branches to it. And this, and again, when we sort of analyze companies and look at companies, we want to sort of understand what they're trying to be, when they grow up, as it were. So you started as crypto. You've kind of got the energy component to this, which I think is quite exciting. And then you've also, of course, obviously got the sort of container technology as well. What's the focus?
Yeah, it's a great question. So what we're using the crypto mining for is really, that's our, what I would call our endemic cash flow at this time. So we've managed to cover our overheads and get through a long IPO process with the exchange by having Bitcoin mining ongoing. But I would say that in the larger play is that it's the providing infrastructure for data centers in general. That means IP around energy efficiency is number one for sure, and using that, integrating it into mobile data centers.
Right. And so why have you morphed like that? Because obviously crypto's been fairly erratic, I think would be fair to say, in terms of the price of Bitcoin, etc. So people get excited and then it falls off again and then it comes back up. So what was your origin story with regards to crypto? Why did you kick off in that space?
So we looked at crypto as a very interesting part and potentially some substantial blue sky, I think, on the revenue side. But watching and being involved in it day to day, you realize it's a highly volatile, highly unpredictable market. We've got things like the halving coming up next May. So we want to provide for people, one is this blue sky opportunity with what could happen with crypto, but 2 is some revenue knowledge and some consistency in the business in terms of growth. So providing infrastructure is always a good way to do that.
Right. No, I'd agree with that. So I almost, I'd wonder, why keep the crypto bit at all if it's that erratic? Why not focus on what seems to be quite a big demand area, which is energy and technology around energy supply?
Well, that's a great question, Matthew. And I think that one is we're actually quite good and quite efficient at crypto mining. We have a very knowledgeable team behind that. We don't do anything too complicated. We mine Bitcoin. That's it, Bitcoin Core. So that's all we do. We turn that to fiat. So we use that as really, as we say, as our cash flow. But we're also using that to learn about the infrastructure that we're building. So we use that to, demonstrate to people that we actually know what we're doing ourselves as well. So we can lower our base costs by our own energy efficiency innovation.
Okay, I can understand that. So you kind of got a working model there in which I guess you can test yourselves. And I guess at some point you'd hope that you become less dependent on that revenue stream. So how many machines have you got actually deployed at the moment?
Yeah, so we have 1,400 machines working now. What we'll be doing, and as profiled in our use of proceeds, we'll be upgrading some of those machines in the short term. But again, I think watching how fast innovation is occurring in this space, it's absolutely incredible. So these machines are really only good at the outside for 2 years. Right. So unless you're paying them back and making them, cash positive within 18 months, you're really falling behind the curve. So we'll watch that closely, and we want to be very conscious of our capital expenditures in that area.
Yeah.
But we'll continue to mine a little bit, and I think that really helps on a lot of cases. It's still good cash flow today.
Steve, if you don't mind, can you tell me a little bit about some of the names that you kind of have to send a document over, and there's some names on there. Michael Vogel, who's well known in the crypto space. I mean, how did you come across him? Why is he working with you?
So Michael's he developed a company called Netcoins,
Yeah.
which was really a good on-ramp, off-ramp for fiat currency. We came across Michael because we were actually using his service to provide us with the fiat, so on-ramp, off-ramp from Bitcoin to cash. So and we started discussing. Michael saw what we were doing, got quite excited about it. He's built, and he really understands the crypto space. So he's been very valuable to us in terms of, looking at our business and helping us decide if we're on the right course with respect to crypto.
Right. Okay. So you've got some technical guys on there with regards to, I guess, the build out of the containers. I mean, you've got Jeff Strong on there, Edward Smith, and yourself. I mean, how do you guys work together to kind of deliver the product?
Great question. Jeff is an electrical engineer, 35 years experience. He's well versed in automation, so he's done a lot of work within cannabis space, power. He's done a lot of work within automation for skids and containers, and he's really what we look at as our expert on the electrical side. Ed Smith is a well-known engineer, Phoenix Energy. He helps us with the heating and cooling side of stuff. So they come together, and really my focus is on the renewable energy, but also taking the technical garb and putting it in English for people. So I'm really the bridge between that technical side and what I think are the retail people that maybe don't understand all the technicalities of it.
Okay.
It's a good team.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's guy in here called Feng Tao, Chinese businessman, quite a successful Chinese businessman. How's he got involved with you? What's his role here?
Well, he's Lead Gables is the underwriting financier for the project. Tao is very, very well known in China for being successful in terms of business, and he is the largest shareholder in the company.
Okay.
He's offered some incredible insights into the crypto market. I mean, Chinese are obviously a very, very big player in the crypto space. So he's provided us with really great contacts and some. I think he provides that high level vision of what can be in that space and understands business very well.
So what's the? I mean, is that it, or is there a kind of link to China in terms of the production and manufacture of some of your products?
Yeah, so some things maybe that are early stage, but there's no question when we're bringing over hardware, anything to do with crypto, all the hardware is still coming from mainland China or from Hong Kong. So yeah, we've got to have those contacts, and we've got some interesting ideas about things that can be done, and certainly he does as well. But yeah, it's a critical connection for sure.
And so just staying on him, he's your largest shareholder. How much does he hold?
He's under 10%.
Okay.
So,
but has he introduced other money from China, or is that the idea? What's
Yeah, no question that they have a discussion there about what's going on in North America. There's obviously an interest to grow the business in North America. So yeah, he's been again incredibly helpful with respect to introductions and to that kind of stuff. So yeah, growing relationships for sure.
Right. Okay. Let's come back to the energy component, because again, I see what's going on out there in the marketplace. You've got players like Amazon and Google and Facebook. They're building these huge data centers. You've got a lot of sort of second tier, third tier companies, out there as well with their kind of respective technologies. Where do you hope to sit in all of this? I mean, how do you compete with those second, third tier companies?
The bottom line is that the demand for something like Amazon Web Services is overwhelming. Where we are in Oregon right now, there's 14 data centers just for Amazon. They're building another 16. Right. And they're also learning that the demand for products and innovation in this space is huge. So we've had early discussions with a number of players in the market, and we know that this will provide us a really enormous step forward, I think, in terms of our own business. So we'll stay focused in that area in Oregon, because that's really where you're seeing lowest cost power and the biggest development of data centers right now.
Okay, so I named a few big names there, and I appreciate you can't say too much, but I named a few big names operating in that space around there. Uh, how do you have you got relationships with these people? Are you in conversations with them? What is it that you're actually talking to them about? Are you going to be a supplier to them, or what's the relationship look like?
Well, it depends on what we can provide for them. So we're fairly motivated, I think, on the energy innovation side and providing turnkey mobile data centers that integrate our own IP in there. So what we'll do with them is, and what we've been doing is just really having early stage discussions about what they want, understanding what their needs are. So we make sure that our focus is to fulfill their needs, right? And just to give you an example, Amazon, one data center for Amazon is using $1.6 million a month in power, 200,000 gallons per minute in water. So that's all money they're spending out. So whatever we can do for them, let's say we can provide 20-30% energy savings, that's a massive amount of number over what could be 30 data centers. So yeah, of course they're interested.
Yeah, they would be. And is that the type of products and intellectual property which you are developing currently? Because I know you talked earlier. You've got a bunch of crypto guys on the team, which is great. But around energy, I mean, who on the teams got the kind of background to be able to bring this on board?
Yeah, so the team, we have electrical engineers, 35 years experience in automation and in containerized solutions, skid solutions. So they're semi-mobile solutions. So bringing together people with understanding of how data centers operate, how computers operate, and how power operates is really what our focus is. And that's how we've got forward on IP and innovation in energy efficiency. So if you look, there's been a lot of exploration today on DC data centers. So we know that between alternating current and direct current, we know there's real great gains to be had on DC data centers.
Right. I mean, and again, it fascinates me how these big companies make investment decisions, right? They're making a lot of money. Reliability has got to be more important to them than energy savings, surely, hasn't it?
Oh, for sure. But if you look at, say, one of the Amazon data centers as a good example, they're backing up that entire data center with diesel gensets. So they're using generators that are diesel powered. They're conscious of the marketplace as well, and social impacts and perspectives on and perceptions on green power. So they don't want to have these massive diesel generators hanging out of all their data centers. What we can provide is, and one of my focuses is renewable energy. So in somewhere like Oregon, you've got massive wind resources, you have massive solar resources, but you don't necessarily have a way to put those into the data center in a coherent fashion. What direct current does and what battery storage does, which is one of the other things we're playing with right now, is provides this amazing opportunity to, doesn't matter, you can be, it doesn't matter what type of energy you're providing or what kind of generation you're going to be able to put them in batteries and distribute that when needed. You can also use these solutions for managing power on a grid scale. All of the major utilities they want to be able to manage power at a grid scale. So if you're relevant enough in the marketplace, you have enough power draw, they can use you to balance an entire grid. So there's a lot of opportunities that are coming that we have our fingers in, but we want to stay focused as well on creating value step by step for our shareholders. So I think there's really this two balance, one of letting all the minds get crazy and think about what could be, but also how to get there is really important. So step by step.
Okay, so you're private at the moment, but you're doing the Canadian thing, you're going public at a relatively early stage. What is it that you're selling to the public? What are they buying into? At the moment, I'm hearing a lot of stories around intellectual property, around product development, product innovation. You're talking to the right customers, but you've got to have something for them to buy. So what are your shareholders or the new shareholders buying into?
Yeah, so they're buying into a company that's really already generating revenue, has survived on its own for over a year process of an IPO. So a private company that's been run like a private company, we may be going public, but we'll continue to be very, very cash conscious. You have to be in this marketplace today. Investors are much more sophisticated there than nowadays than they have been ever. So I think one is, providing that ongoing responsibility and fiduciary duty around our cash flow and what we're doing, but also at the same time, so they're buying into this company that's really operating, has proven operations already, and also is stepping forward and more into the marketplace of larger data centers and energy efficiency.
Okay, so you've got a track record of producing cash through the crypto component, but you are morphing the company into allowing it to play in a much bigger space, which is this efficient energy space. What have you got today, which investors can put their finger on and go, okay, that I understand what these guys are going to produce, I understand what they're going to sell, and I understand where their revenue is coming from. How do they get a sense of that?
Well, one is, I think you can always go back. Anything we've done to date is public record. So that to me gives me comfort. Two is we actually have already built our own mobile data center solutions for our own equipment. And we've deployed those. They've been operating without fail since day one. So May 2018, we deployed our first mobile solution for a data center or for crypto mining. It's irrelevant which one. And we've simply made more and more of those mobile data centers available for ourselves, so people can come and see that. They can see that we've delivered it. What I think is a very, very reasonable price, but also it's UL certified. So we're not one of the companies that jumped on the market and sort of put up crypto miners in a very sketchy way. We've had 2 huge power surges in Oregon. Both of them didn't do any damage to us because we've built our equipment properly. And I think those are things that we can say today that we've really proven our way.
Right. And I'm trying to, I was doing some research and I was trying to find companies which did similar things to you, and I couldn't, So who are the other players? Who are your peers in this space at the moment?
Yeah, I think there's certainly lots. I mean, you have lots that are focused on crypto mining. You have some people that are playing in the providing mobile data centers. You have massive players. You have Cisco, Sun, Microsystems. You have massive players that are building these portable data centers now because everybody's starting to recognize there's an opportunity there. Yeah. So you're certainly seeing what I would call it is fringe players trying a couple of things, and it's just I think it's also the age of the market. It's still very new. So Sun Microsystems, they're building mobile data centers that might be $1 million a pop. So right. There's certainly room in there for us to operate.
But how do you compete against people like that? I mean, they've got big, pockets here. They can outspend you, surely. I mean, how do you win?
Yeah, so we provide. I think what we provide is a really focused, detailed mobile data center at a price that nobody else can compete with. We certainly have them operating already in a number of locations. So we're in 2 locations with plans to expand. So I think we're proving it out ourselves. We're not just selling it and saying, there you go. We're selling it and we're just simply making them better because we rely on them to operate ourselves as well. So I think we're going to provide a really good product that I think will be competitive in the space. And listen, nobody wants to be first, right? Everybody wants to be first to be second because you've got a proven product there. If there wasn't competition in the space, it would mean there's no business there. And having the big players in there shows you that there's space, right? So we'll run the business very tight and be very, very competitive.
Okay. So that says to me you're going to undercut the competition, right? In other markets, when you look at other verticals, the big guys will go in there and they don't mind providing a loss leader because they want to own that space. Are you susceptible to some kind of behavior like that, or do you think that it's going to be easier for you to have conversations?
I think the market space is going to get very competitive. There's no question.
Right.
And I think by saying that, you've got to find ways to build a very cost-effective product, and knowing who wants what, and understanding how it works. We have those people, I think, already that are building some of those units for other people as well.
Right.
So we understand what's going on in the marketplace, but it'll evolve over time, and the mobile data center market will become very mature in the next 5 years, I think.
Yeah, okay. Look, there's a lot of players out there in the marketplace. Okay, so how does a small company like you hope to survive? Are you still going to be around in 5 years' time, and what are you doing to ensure that you are?
Yeah, so one is, I think we're creating our own revenue, and we continue to keep our revenue stream alive with crypto mining. Number two is we're building containers for ourselves, but at the same time, these data centers, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, they all are looking now at these mobile data centers. We can do those. We can provide reliability, quality, price. So we know, because we're proving it out for ourselves, that we can also do that for the bigger entities, regardless of who's in that marketplace. If it's Sun Microsystems or somebody like that building, we're still going to be a player in there, and there's still going to be a need for the services we can provide.
Stephen, thanks for running us through that story. I wish you every success for the IPO next week. I hope that goes smoothly. I think you're in the right space. It's very, very interesting space that you've decided to operate in, and you seem to be talking to a lot of the right names. So I wish you well. Stay in touch and let us know how you get on.
Matthew, thanks for your time, and thanks for the questions. Also, I think it'll be a good discussion after the IPO happens. We can start to delve into other areas, because I know that we're really excited about moving forward and moving forward quickly.
Thanks very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, please click the button in the corner of the screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also catch us on our website, cruxinvestor.com, and Cruxcast, our podcast series. Plus, most days you can catch us on LinkedIn and Twitter. We'd love getting your feedback, so please keep that coming, and we'll speak to you again soon.